We are talking playtime basics today with Christopher Straub. Christopher, you are a new dad.
Yes, two toddlers.
That's aggressive. That's a lot of toddler for one house.
And it's a lot of playtime.
It is a lot of playtime. So I am here to share some of my favorite playtime, I don't know if they're tips, but sort of like go-tos that I've always used. I have 4 kids and now they're older, but I've endured and loved a lot of playtime over the years.
Well, I can use any tips and tricks and ideas that you have for me.
Okay, so one of my favorite things to do is make Play-Doh with the kids, for the kids. And I like it because there's a certain science to it. I like it because it's fast. The kids really enjoy playing with it, and it's just great for tactile playtime. It can make a mess, I get it, but but you know, as long as you keep it like on hardwood floors or ceramic floors, once the little part's dry, it sweeps up easy breezy. So I'm going to share my favorite recipe. It's an oldie but a goodie.
All right.
But I learned when I was sort of refreshing my memory on it and looked up some things online, I learned a new trick for making Play-Doh. So you can teach an old dog new tricks, or an old parent new tricks. So this recipe is so basic, and it is made with just things from your kitchen.
Great.
The first thing you do is mix dry ingredients, which is 1 cup flour and 2 teaspoons cream of tartar. You can put it in there. Okay.
Cooking.
Cooking. And then the next thing is to add a 1/3 cup salt and stir the dry ingredients around.
All right.
Then,
This is easy so far.
it is easy and very inexpensive. Then the final thing is to add 1 cup water and 1 tablespoon vegetable oil, which I already have in here.
Great.
So that goes in. And then we are going to cook this on the stovetop at medium-low heat. It's really nice when you have a gas range because you can kind of gauge how things are going. So what happens is it starts to get kind of gooey and then forms into a ball. And my kids always loved watching that happen.
Should I stir it up before I add it to the heat, or can that happen all on the
It happens on, you're getting it nice and mixed now, and that's fine, but it does happen on the stovetop. So it's a thing that you do watch as you make. The thing I learned, here's my new trick.
Okay.
So what I used to do is make a batch of Play-Doh, or I would double it. And then I would divvy it up into chunks and add the food coloring, or another thing you can use is powdered Kool-Aid packs or drink mix packs to color it. I saw that you can actually, when it's cooking, before it forms a ball, add the food coloring before it forms the ball, so you do not have to get your hands messy.
That's great.
It was kind of mind-blowing, yeah.
That sounds more like what I want.
Yes, another new tip is there are the basic food coloring packs you get, but gel food coloring, which you can find at your local grocery store or a lot of craft stores, makes these super vibrant colors. You're not going to get like this purple without using a gel food coloring. It's just that easy. Now all you have to do is cook it up, but that takes about 5 minutes in total, and you'll know it is ready when it looks and feels like this.
Easy.
Now I want to show you a couple of my other go-to playroom favorites, or playroom essentials as I call them. So I'm going to grab those.
All right.
Okay, so I have got some of my favorites that I think every playroom or house with kids needs. And the thing I love about all of these items is there are so many different things to do with them. Also, they last a long time, and when I say last, I'm referring to quality, but I'm also referring to how long they last for ages, as far as ages go. And your 2 kiddos are pretty close together, so what's nice about it is also these things have lots of different parts, so these are all things that they can use together, and you don't have to have 2 separate toys. So what are your favorite things to do so far?
We like playing with blocks and bricks and trains, and we do flashcards. Yeah.
Are they very advanced?
I would like to think so.
I'm actually just teasing. I'm sure they are. But so let me show you something that you didn't mention, which are these stacking cubes. So they nest and stack. So all these cubes fit into each other. But what you'll notice about them is every different side has an element to it. So this talks about numbers. And then if you'll notice, it talks about the number 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can equate the number 7 with counting. It's got, of course, an adorable animal on it. So it's got animal recognition, and they're each a different color. So this is colors, numbers, counting, also nesting and stacking. It's fun to use these to hide something. Like you might want to hide and ask, all right, find the square. So then
cool.
you lift this up and check and see where the square is. Oh, that's a circle. And so that's another really easy and fun thing you can do to use these blocks. So toys can be combined with each other.
That's great.
This is a really fun activity, and our hands, we're grown up, so our hands are a little bit big for this, but when you take an old container of like wipes that you might have for cleaning, or you could actually use any kind of vessel that is opaque and the child can fit their hand into. So what you can do is load it with all kinds of crazy trinkets, and they reach in and try to identify what it is they're finding. Or you might say, find me the letter A. And so you would put just all alphabet letters in here, and they would reach in and find that letter based on the feel.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. It's kind of a mystery. And you could easily, honestly, use a cube like this and kind of just cover it with something, and they could also reach in and do that.
Or put their little blankie over it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
So you mentioned blocks, and
Yes.
you have some blocks in front of you. I love this particular set of blocks because it's a little bit smaller. It's got a lot of different colors, a lot of different shapes. So again, there are so many things you can do with this beyond building. I mean, it's fun to actually do like a little scavenger hunt. So you hide a collection of these in different places around the house and maybe give clues as to where they might be. And so there's just a lot of different ways it can be used. Again, this particular set, it has like 100 pieces to it. They're not all out right now. And so the boys can play together.
Well, and we like, it's an easy thing to build, but sometimes it's fun to say, to try something different, like, oh, let's get all the green pieces, or let's get all the cubes or the squares or the circular pieces together.
Exactly, and that's what's so fantastic about open-ended toys. So you mentioned to me earlier that your boys already love
love cards.
So this particular set of cards, I love a lot because it's got different animals on it and it's just sort of engaging. They're also a little bit oversized. But cards can be used at a very early age as long as they aren't tearing or whatever. They can be used at a very early age because there's so many activities you can do with cards rather than just traditional card games.
Right.
So that's a good one. And then finally, we've got our stacking cubes here, but these plastic nesting cups are another one of my favorites because they are great for tub play, sand play, snow play, just regular play. And this one comes with a shape sorter on the top.
I love it.
So, all right, I think you should be set with some of these.
I think I'm going to be just using them more than the kids are. All right.
Thanks so much for talking with us today.
Well, thank you for showing me all this stuff. I definitely have a lot of things that I can apply to our daily playtime.
Yeah, and I like to keep it simple. You don't want so many things that the kids are overwhelmed, so finding those things that have multiple uses is key.
Great.
Thanks, Christopher.
Thank you.
For other activities you can do with babies, toddlers, and big kids, log on to our website.